Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. So we are going to continue on the previous quest line where we help out the two families in Queen's Birth, so the Beraths and the Vailians. So we do have to do a quest first where we have to talk with these Vailian captains on behalf of the Beraths. I think it's the Beraths, Martino, which is from the Valera, sorry. Martino Valera. So before we do that, let's talk to Zilly. Zilly's up here, I believe. I think he's up here. He is one of the he's one of the family members of the Vailians. We also have a quest to talk to him anyways, which is part of the quest line. It's part of the Family Pride quest line. Okay, this is it right here. So we need to find Zilly as a part of the Beraths portion of the quest line. We essentially need to find out if they're plotting against the families. Is this him or no? There he is. Talk to him. This young man appears either to be composing or practicing a tune on his lute. He stops midstrum, looking up at you with a friendly expression.
Hundreds nathers. Something I can do for you?
He stares at your head with disbelief. So we have to. He can also help us clear out the Vailian sailors. So I'm gonna talk to him after we talk to some questions. We need some questions from him.
Oh sure. What about?
Has your family been having trouble with the Beraths, right?
Guess that means you've spent at least an hour or two in town.
Smart. Better stay out of what doesn't concern you.
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't have a mind for strategy. Whatever Persa is cooking up, it's only going to make things worse.
Persa?
I caught cousin Persa running her mouth off about the job Belder got her involved in. Persa's been spending time in the gullet, in the tavern down there. Maybe she could tell you more. Sorry. I guess you got a mouthful, huh? I really ought to get back to my loot.
Okay. So let's talk to him again and help us with the Vailians. We can't.
Is down in the gullet.
Alright, so that stinks. So we have to get these Vailians as well. We can intimidate them. We have a lot of intimidation with him. He is up to 12, so I think we need at least 6 to intimidate these guys. They're up here. Top.
Anything but the Naga's nethers, won't you?
Yeah, so we get these guys to leave. Yeah, I think we can intimidate them, not actually fighting them. If we fight them, it's not that big of a deal because we're not siding with Vailian or the Royal Deadfire Company. So it's not that big of a deal if we do fight them. But we try to avoid that.
Bay, am I right?
Say nothing.
So, what brings you here, friend?
I'm gonna need you and your friends to clear out.
I do not understand. We have done nothing wrong.
It's nothing personal. There's just an angry ghost right where you're standing, and I mean to banish it.
Joking. There's no... No. Really?
We touch his shoulder while he's distracted. Flinches as a chill works up his spine and glances back at you with horror, evidence in his rigid expression.
Back to the ship! We should never have come!
Maybe just your imagination, but you hear the rustling of cloth and what sounds like a slow, exhaling breath move past your ear. Okay, that's the one way to get him cleared out.
You can trust me.
So we can convince him there's a ghost.
Sure.
Another option is you can, if you don't have that ability to make those checks, you can intimidate them. Intimidation and diplomacy are one of the two best traits, in my opinion, for your characters. They get you out of a lot of things. Alright, let's go back to talk to Martino. We do have to... Okay, let's go... Let's go talk to Martino first. We have to go back to the tavern inside of the gullet as well. The problem with this questline is if you don't do it correctly, there's no way to actually complete it with a peaceful resolution. So we need to go up here. This should boost up our Dato status. Oh, they're actually sleeping, I think. I think I need to talk to Martino. Where is he at? Let's see, talk to him maybe?
Trouble sleeping, Watcher? Me, I sleep like an infant.
We need to come back. We can wait. Can we wait in here? For night, for daytime? Alright, maybe he's awake now? Hopefully? Yeah, there he is.
I no longer hear the perverted anthems of Rawatai echoing across Queen's Birth.
The Royal Deadfire Company sailors are gone.
Gone without a scratch. To each their own.
Okay.
Stick with me and you'll be on the winning side when the dust settles.
Now what?
I'm waiting on word about the next job. Pay a visit in a few days and we will talk more.
We did get the Vailian sails. Yeah, 5 combat, 5 sail health, and 5% travel speed. I think the ones we have now are pretty nice, but if you didn't get the, if you don't have the different ones than the normal ones, these are definitely pretty good. And we leveled up. Even better. Okay, so we had to get that taken care of. He's not going to have any jobs for us, but if we wait a few days, it will cause the quest to be uncompletable. So we kind of have to work on this quest line now. Let's look up we have to go talk to or find Persa, which we can go into the gullet and do that. That's the next thing we have to do in this list. And we do have updates to Family Pride. So I'm going to actually level up my character, and then I'll be back when I am done. Alright, we are back, and we did get leveled up. I did actually get a new power level, so I was able to get the dragons to summon. So we actually have the ability to summon the bigger dragons, not the biggest dragons. There's a elder dragon that you can summon, but we don't have the ability to do that because we're not a full chanter. But we can summon the next level dragons, which is pretty good. We need to go to the gullet to complete this quest. Go to the hole. This can get really ugly really fast. You definitely want to save before, or at least have the quick save enabled for this part here. Alright, so what you need to do for this particular part is I would just take one party member, your highest stealther, and stealth them. Oh, let's go back here and stealth them.
To whispers and shadows.
Alright. The guy back here? Okay. You go back here. and listen to this conversation back here.
Relax, Bayer. In and out, no complications.
Relax. We're emptying a vault, not water shaping. Martino better come through with that boat he promised.
I'm sure there's a dinghy in your future.
Okay, so if you just walk back there, and with your whole party, they won't talk. They'll just get upset and think that this is a setup.
Indeed.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back and talk to the Vailians. We want to convince them not to actually fight, or not to actually complete the... go through with the heist. So we need to go back to the Valera estate in Queensbirth. One thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to go back to Ezanale, because if you read the quests for this, return to Ezale, and this will actually cause you to fail the main quest line, Family Pride. So what we need to do is go back to and talk to the Valerians about this and tell them not to do this. So let's go to Valera Estate. There are several checks in here in this game, so you definitely want to have the highest possible diplomacy. That's Orzo. We don't need to Orzo. So if you're not going to side with the Vailians, it's definitely just easier just to go back to go back to the Beraths and tell them about the plot. Then they want you to set up a trap in their vaults. You do that, it's easy to complete. You just stop them from, or capture them, and then they're going to want you to kill the Beraths, and then you can go in here and just kill them. It's not that hard of a quest to complete if you don't want to side with the Vailians. If you want to side with the Vailians, you definitely want to go through all these extra steps and get them to go to a meeting together. Talk to Martino.
My time is freely given.
Oh,
What
no,
would you do?
not him.
Adu,
Tello.
what brings you to the whole of the Vailians?
So, we want to do fair warning. Okay, so we want to get more information out of him. So you're having some kind of trouble with the family next door.
Ach, the Beraths Bank shuts us out of investments and stifles our finances. This is the richest prospect on Iora, but we cannot grow our family business. Ezali is a rich thug, and someday she will get what's coming to her.
We're going to talk to you about the Beraths.
If we must. What is it?
Azalea wants to strike a peaceful agreement.
After everything that she... Madiko, what is she planning?
You're not considering this? The Beraths have nearly ruined us!
Enough, Martino. I will not let our families tear each other to ribbons while I can avoid it. Tell Ezali to meet us here. I won't be lured into a trap.
Okay, we also need to...
Adu, what brings you to the whole of the Vailians?
So, fair warning, Azalea Beraths knows you're planning something.
Ecosi, are you accusing me of something? Martino?
Que? I am always planning something.
Martino.
What can I do if Itzali worries without cause? She knows nothing that can hurt us.
Adu, what brings you to the whole of the Vailians?
What does your family do for the Vailian trading
Valera
company?
ships escort goods and merchants from island to island across Deadfire. The Principe dogs show us their stern whenever they spot Valera colors on the horizon.
I want to talk to you about the Beraths.
If we must. Certainly. What is it?
Farewell. Okay, so, we did get them to agree to meet, which is what the main part of this is. Okay, so we need to talk to Azeli as well. Let's talk to Martino just one more time.
My time is freely given.
Alright, let's go back to the Beraths. Alright, so let's talk to the leader of the Beraths again, Azeli.
My intelligence speaks of agitated whispers in the Valera household.
I had some questions.
Then ask, but do not waste my day with trivialities.
About this feud with the Valera family.
Petello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions.
I spoke with Otello. He's willing to meet with you if you are.
You're serious? If this is some Valera trick, I'm not walking into a trap without keeping an eye on you as well.
Let's head over to the Valera estate.
Very well. If nothing else, this promises to be entertaining.
Okay, so we have to kind of mediate the peace between these two families here. So let's start with the diplomatic approach, which we always want to do. We don't want to do anything else other than that. If we could open up by defining each of our grievances and demands. Before you can finish your sentence, Otello cuts you off with a hard wave of his hand.
You run your bank like a crime syndicate. Some of us struggled to tell the difference.
Otello points an accusing finger across the table.
We can take it up with the director anytime you feel like explaining why your children are intimidating my merchants.
Azeli opens her palms, in every way composed. She glances over at you and her mouth turns downward.
I see our would-be mediator has arrived. Well, we're here. I hope this wasn't some elaborate, ill-advised jest.
I would not willingly welcome a Bardato beneath my roof for the sake of a jest.
Pelagina, any wisdom to impart?
Maestra and Maestre. As you know, the brothers of the Consualias are often called upon to help mediate conflicts between the dukes, the Consualia Segia, and the great houses of the Republic, such as yours. I would not presume to suggest your quarrel will be easy to mend. But Diverus, during my service I have seen much bloodier feuds mended with time and patience. I have also seen the wrath of the Duke's spells, turned against those who would cloud the skies of our nation's fortunes with their vendettas. I urge you to seek a remedy for your injuries that produces a lasting peace. For all our sakes.
She dips her feathered head respectfully.
What a surprise to hear courtly speech under the Valera roof.
You Pastenagos hearken to the songs of an armored bird.
Quiet, Martino. Watcher, now would be the time to lay out your reasoning.
Okay, so we need to go to the diplomatic approach. I've made allies of former enemies before. I think we can all pull together into a stronger force.
Ak, raise the stir in the White March Mountains. The same could be done here.
A force? Watcher? To what end?
The only end there is profit.
I see you've spent too much time in the Baraths company.
Otello, you let your children lash out at the Baraths. What's your goal?
My goal? To wring out a little respect from this feud before we go under. The company will bleed us dry. We give our lives, our loved ones' lives, and they don't lift a finger to help us. The Baraths turn their backs. Why shouldn't I teach my children to walk with their heads high?
Zali frowns, looking at him skeptically. Zali, why shut out the Valera family out of trade?
One does not arm the competition. Besides, lesser people have made more of themselves without the aid of banks.
Zali stops herself, seeming for the moment to doubt her own convictions. It's not like you've given them reason to prove their trustworthiness. For a few moments, Zali only stares, frowning. The surface of the table. Tello glances at you, his brow furrowing.
I want the Principe out of the trade lanes.
What?
Half of this month's shipments are missing. I'll give you coin and crew for 5 ships to earn back my investment.
6 ships. With 6 I will drive the Principe from these waters like rats from a fire.
As Tello straightens his spine and nods with confidence.
6 ships. I believe we just made a deal, Valera.
Then it's settled?
Otello sounds bewildered by his own words.
So it seems. For the time being. Time will tell if this arrangement is a favorable one. My hosts, you'll excuse me if I return home.
She inclines her head, favoring you with a bemused look on her way out.
Watcher, if you have a moment, I'd like to tell you something. I appreciate that you have been helping me, helping the Republics. I know that you have an important purpose in the Deadfire, and that purpose is not the same as ours. Still, I hope you can see the potential the Republics have to do good here.
I do. The Republics are doing good work here.
Agrasima, Kores.
Okay, so that is pretty much the quest line for the family pride, which is this one. So completed. There it is. Okay, so we completed it. We have a peaceful resolution now. So we do need to go and let's talk to the heads of the families.
With our new capital, the fleet can be fully restored by month's end. Here, you may count yourself as one of the family. That grants you the right to display it.
Alright, so he passes us the sword with the Valera crest on it, Duskfall. It's actually pretty good. It is... I think it's a rapier. Farewell. So we did get, so here it is. It's just a regular sword, okay? One-handed sword. It does increase our action speed, which is really good. This would be really good for someone who does a lot of damage with melee weapons. We also have 3 characters that have the level up. Let's go talk to the other family. Alright, let's talk to Izali.
I wonder if
I never thought to see a Valera on my payroll. I have not forgotten my debt to you. The Bardetto vault is crowded with enough heirlooms that we won't miss this one.
So we get a handsomely crafted mace. Bardetto's luxury. Farewell. So we do get this mace as well, which is actually pretty nice because you don't get very many maces in this game. So 5% chance to sicken the target for 10 seconds on hit, and grants nobility. Resistance to constitution afflictions while above 50% health. So this is going to be very good for a tank, I would say, that uses maces. Alright, so we did complete this quest. I'm going to level up everybody very quickly, and then we can continue on. Alright, everybody is leveled up, so now what we can do is we can continue on with the quests for the Vailian trading company. So we have to do this. This is a little bit later. This is one of the last quests you do for them. This is gonna be one of those quests that you take on when you decide to actually join with the Vailians. But let's do this one first. We do have to speak with Breezy, who's in a luminous bathhouse. This is actually a pretty interesting quest. It does require some fighting potentially. I'm gonna head up there. We need to go to Pariki's Overlook, and we need to go to Luminous Bathhouse. Alright, so we do need to go ahead and talk with Breezy. Let's go find her, or him. Let's see, Breezy. Amrio. Udine. Is she possibly upstairs? Okay, maybe upstairs. Breezy. There she is.
You and I, we have a mutual friend, do we not?
I'm here at Director Castell's request.
Good, good. A Royal Deadfire operative, Quarno, and his Principi associate, Tola, will meet tonight to discuss the details of a business arrangement. They have bought out the entire first floor for privacy's sake. Even Gunnar, their proprietor, will excuse himself. Only bathhouse attendants will be allowed to remain to ensure their comfort. You understand?
What do you need me to do?
I will disguise you as a bathhouse attendant, so you might observe their meeting. With luck and some cunning, you may be able to discover the details of their special arrangement. You will not be able to take your gear, but do not worry. Should the situation get out of hand, there will be a stash of weapons hidden in one of the changing booths. But I am sure it will not come to that.
I am ready to infiltrate the meeting.
Gelarde. Then you will take your disguise, and I shall take your equipment, Ak. Take this rice wine as well. Perhaps you will find use of it, eh?
Okay. Okay, so we have to get the details about the meeting. There's Quarno, there is Tola. There's the weapons in there too. I'm gonna do one quick spring about. I think we need to talk to Tola first. Okay. Let's talk to Quarno. Quarno leans against the wall in the bath, regards you skeptically. He wrinkles his nose and grimaces. The gold torque around his neck and gemstone in his ears glimmer in the low light.
If I grow hungry or thirsty, I will call for you. Until such a time, leave me in peace.
I wanted to speak with you.
What reason does an attendant have to speak with me?
You have wealth and importance. I aspire to be like you.
Huh. I see.
Looks at you skeptically, leaned forward with interest, fingering the torque around his neck.
What do you wish to know?
The lady over there looks important.
Captain Tola is a creature of the Principe, though a minor one at best.
He rolls his eyes in her direction and sighs.
In truth, her status matters little to me, for she has the coin to purchase enough munitions to outfit an entire fleet. What do you wish to know?
What do you do for the Royal Deadfire Company?
I manage munitions, cannons, gunpowder, and the like.
He glares at you from under heavy brows.
What do you wish to know?
Why would the Principe need such expensive weaponry?
Find me a man who does not appreciate a fleet of cannons at his command, and I will show you a fool. The Principe appreciate cannons more than most, and they know when to turn them toward Vailian trading company ships to get what they want. And some ships, let us say, they are ripe for the plucking. What do you wish to know?
That's all for now. Okay, so we actually completed this. Okay, so that's going to be it for that quest. Let's look at our journal. So yes, we have to talk with Director Castole again. We need to have Pelagina. Eventually we're going to be done with Pelagina, which is good. We'll be able to get Edar back. We need to go back to the Vailian headquarters. Alright, so we made it to the Vailian Trading Company headquarters. I did have to wait till daytime to come in because it was night when I arrived. Let's talk to Castole. Where is Castole at? I think they're upstairs. Alright, let's talk to Castole. Should be in here. Yeah, there we go.
Do you suppose a Hasongo was a kind of vengeance for Rawatai's assistance with the Godhammer? Oh, listen to me. It all sounds perfectly mad.
I took care of things at the bathhouse.
Perfetto. What did you discover?
Quarno is selling gunpowder and weapons to the Principe.
Deverus? That is worse than I suspected. Please, explain. Spare me no details.
Quarno is smuggling Royal Deadfire Company munitions.
An interesting scheme. Fortunate that you were able to get wind of it.
That's all.
That is enough to work with. Agrissima. I do believe I'm going to ruin Quarno's day. I do have another matter I could use your assistance with, Watcher. If you have a moment.
What do you need?
It concerns a business associate, a captain by the name of Ferrante. Something of a notable figure among the Principi, I'm told.
So you're taking a page from Quarno's book?
Believe me, the irony is painful. Still, I think there is a clear difference. Quarno sought to improve his own fortunes, whereas this I do for the company. Captain Ferrante will have the details, but the matter concerns a contact of his on the island of Crookspur. Apparently, they're having some trouble out there with the hostile tribe. You help them, Ferrante helps the company. You've proven resourceful. You make the logical choice.
Come clean, Castole. You're making me nervous, and that's dangerous.
I would not normally enter into such pacts with the likes of Ferrante. The company's assets are in some disarray. Our resources are not what they once were. It is a shameful state of affairs, but I am doing what I can to remedy the situation. You'll find Ferrante in Dunwich. Dunwich is a den for pirates, as you might imagine. You'll likely be in less danger there than on the sea, but all the same, I recommend extreme caution.
Okay. So I have to go to Dunnage and talk to Ferrante. Let me look at the quest log. Let's see. Like mines, I believe it is. Yeah, it does require Pelagina. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be it for this episode. We've completed the Family Pride quest favorably. We've also gained some strides with the Vailian trading company and reputation with them. We do have more quests to take on. So that's going to be it for now. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.